So reports have now come out that Chelsea are in talks with Borussia Dortmund for the transfer of Jamie Gittens for £50 million. Yet some Chelsea fans would rather we go for someone like Nico Williams. However, in this video I'm going to show why those fans should be excited at the prospect of Jamie Gittens playing for Chelsea Football Club, and why he could end up being a better option than Nico Williams for us.
Jamie Gittens!
So let's start off with just a simple stat: goals and assists. Now this is something that Chelsea have been lacking this season, and we need somebody, or we need a winger that can come in and give us a pretty good goal output. If we compare both Jamie Gittens and Nico Williams over the past season, Jamie Gittens has 17 goals and assists, while Nico Williams has 18 goals and assists. Here's the interesting thing about that. Nico Williams, he's been playing in the Europa League. And yes, although he has a pretty good output there with 5 goals and 2 assists, Jamie Gittens has been playing in the Champions League, which is a far tougher league to play in. And he's been able to achieve 4 goals in club football's prestigious European competition. Now when we look at the league, it's a little bit different. Nico Williams is a bit more well-rounded with 5 goals and 5 assists, while Jamie Gittens has a massive 8 goals and 3 assists in the Bundesliga this season. But again, this is an interesting stat that I found out. Against teams in the top 10 of their respective leagues, Nico Williams has only been able to get 3 goals and assists against the top 10. Whereas Jamie Gittens has been showing up in the big games, and he's been able to get 9 goals and assists against the top 10, against the likes of the champions Bayern Munich, Bayer Leverkusen, and Freiburg as well. Now you could say that the La Liga is probably an easier league than the Bundesliga, which is up for debate. Nevertheless, they are both a big league in Europe, and the quality in those leagues should not be put down, which is why it is very impressive that Jamie Gittens has been able to get that amount of goals against probably some of the best opposition in the Bundesliga. Now, of course, we can't just go off goals and assists, because we know it's not that simple in football. But when we start to look at the in-depth stats of both players, it looks to be a bit more interesting, and Jamie Gittens isn't that far removed from Nico Williams than we might think. Now, of course, feel free to pause the video, as it's obviously a lot of information on your screen at the minute, and all of these stats have come from the website DataMB, which has really helped me put together this video. I'll just go through the stats quite quickly and go over the main ones. So I'll quickly run through these stats. Nico Williams, who has tremendous ball carrying, is in the 96.3 percentile of players when it comes to progressive carries. Jamie Gittens isn't that far behind with 96.1%. And when it comes to dribbles, Nico Williams is at 96.6%, while Jamie Gittens is at a massive 99.1%. Non-penalty goals, Jamie Gittens absolutely knocks Nico Williams out of the park with 85.4%. But that's one thing I wanted to touch on, is Jamie Gittens, although he's got a good goal output, his ball striking is pretty impressive as well. When I look at Nico Williams' ball striking, that's something that concerns me slightly, because obviously Chelsea fans are used to Nicholas Jackson having quite light shots, and it's been quite frustrating throughout the season. Nico Williams, he has a tendency to do the same, and you will often see him taking on pretty light or weak shots against the goalkeeper that doesn't really challenge the goalkeeper in any way. When you look at Jamie Gittens, it's a bit different. Yes, not every shot is going to be perfect, but a lot of the time his shots do trouble the goalkeeper in some fashion. And he always looks dangerous when he's on the attack. And then going back to the stats, assists, Nico Williams is at 80.3%, Jamie Gittens is at 59.7%. But the interesting thing about this is key passes, Nico Williams is at 84.2%, while Jamie Gittens is at 85.4%. So that's quite interesting. And one thing I just wanted to touch on is, if you don't understand how DataMB works, when it comes to percentile, that's how the players are compared to other players in their position. For example, Jamie Gittens getting dribbles at 99.1%. That is very, very impressive, as that means 0.9% of players are better than him or have a higher success rate than him in that area. And when it comes to attacking actions, Nico Williams is at 96.3%, where Jamie Bino Gittens is at 97.3%, which is better than Nico Williams yet again. And Jamie Bino Gittens has had less minutes played for Borussia Dortmund this season than Nico Williams has for Athletic Bilbao. So you see, when we go into in-depth stats, as well as goals and assists, Jamie Bino Gittens isn't that far away from Nico Williams at all. But let's look at how they compare to other wingers in their league. So comparing both Jamie Bino Gittens and Nico Williams to other players in their league in the same position as them, and yet again, Jamie Bino Gittens impresses in that area. So as you can see, once again, on your screen, crosses into the box, Nico Williams was 29th in the La Liga, whereas Jamie Bino Gittens was first. Dribbles attempted, Nico Williams was second, Jamie Bino Gittens was on top of the Bundesliga in that area. Successful dribbles, Nico Williams was fourth, Jamie Bino Gittens was yet again first, which is massive for us, as I said, because the winger that we need to get, he needs to be direct and he needs to be able to have confidence in himself to shoot more often and take on his man. And that's something that we've lacked at times with Jadon Sancho maybe not finding so much confidence in himself at some points last season. Noni Madueke probably trying a bit too much at times. To see, obviously, how impressive Nico Williams' stats are in that area, but Jamie Bino Gittens at the top of the Bundesliga in that area, it's very, very impressive. Progressive carries, Nico Williams was second, very, very impressive. Jamie Bino Gittens was first in the Bundesliga for that area. Offensive duels won, Nico Williams was fifth, Jamie Bino Gittens was second. Shots on target, Nico Williams was 23rd, and Bino Gittens was 7th. And then we look at ball carrying frequency, Nico Williams was third and Jamie Bino Gittens was second. Very impressive stats across the board from both men. But again, Jamie Bino Gittens comes out on top when it comes to that aspect. And you can talk about the difference in league, the different tactics that is normal for both in the La Liga and the Bundesliga. Again, the quality is massive in both leagues. Jamie Bino Gittens has come out on top against Nico Williams in almost every aspect. The only aspect that he probably doesn't come out on top on is playmaking and chance creating. So what are my overall thoughts on this? Well, if we get either one of them, I'd be extremely happy. Nico Williams, he's a fantastic player. Jamie Bino Gittens is also an incredible player and has a massive ceiling. And of course, it's not as black and white as stats show it is. You know, you've got players that might not have the right mentality. Jamie Bino Gittens doesn't have as much experience as Nico Williams does, playing for major honours. You know, Nico Williams won the European Championships with Spain, and he had a fantastic tournament there. But then again, Jamie Bino Gittens hasn't been given that kind of opportunity. But honestly, the whole aim of this video was to show that these two aren't that far apart when it comes to what kind of winger Chelsea need and the attributes that Chelsea need in a winger. And to be honest, the reported fee for Jamie Bino Gittens is £50 million. We might even be able to negotiate that down as well to maybe £40 million or £35 million. And then you look at the price of Nico Williams, and it looks like we may have to pay the release clause of not only £85 million, but also pay him some pretty high wages as well. To be honest, I don't really understand why Nico Williams would be asking for that much or that amount of money when Jamie Bino Gittens, who would be on a lot lower wages and is valued at a lot less for whatever reason, would probably have the same impact, if not a better impact, at Chelsea. To me, I think, obviously, I'd be happy with both of them, but this whole video was to show that fans should be excited about Jamie Bino Gittens if he comes to Chelsea. I know we're talking about Champions League football and fans wanted a different targets for Champions League football, but the guy is a fantastic footballer. He's only 20 years of age, he's got a massive ceiling, he's already played over 40 games in a league like the Bundesliga, so he can come in the Premier League and start straight away for us if we need him to. I think, honestly, him pairing up with Delap, Palmer, Esteval, it could make for some really, really fun attacking transitions for us. At the minute, we're probably one of the best teams when it comes to attacking in transition, and Jamie Bino Gittens would just help with that immensely. But who do you guys want at Chelsea Football Club? Let me know. Would you like Jamie Bino Gittens? Would you like Nico Williams? Or would you like somebody else? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe and like, and I will see you next time.